The first thing you notice is a bunch of signs that say no. That say no camping, no parking overnight, no campfires, no climbing on this rock, no walking off trail, no feeding animals, no swimming, no droning, What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you've been here before, if you've not, go ahead and hit that sub button for more content. If you don't know, I'm currently about a month into a road trip around the United States on a motorcycle. Originally, I wanted to go to Alaska, but the COVID border closure got extended until July 21st, and so now that's not gonna happen. I tried to get in anyway, but they turned me away, said I was non-essential. So I've just been driving around contiguous United States, exploring nature, state parks, national parks, a lot of stuff like that. But today I want to talk to you about national parks because I've started to notice some things I don't like about national parks, some negatives. Try to keep this from just being a rant. And again, this is just my opinion on it. This is some things I've noticed, some things I don't like. So if you have any comments, suggestions, or anything like that, please let me know in the comment section. If you want to come after me, come after me. But this is just how I feel about it. So I'm going to try to break this down into categories. Category number one being all the no's, all the restrictions and regulations in national parks. The first thing you notice is a bunch of signs that say no. That say no camping, no parking overnight, no campfires, no climbing on this rock, no walking off trail, no feeding animals, no swimming, no droning, no, just heaps of no's, just tons of signs. I can't tell you how many signs are in national parks that just say, no, don't do this. You're not allowed to do this. And it just takes away from the whole experience when it's like, can we not just expect people to behave in a normal way? And I think part of the reason why you have to have all those signs is because of the overcrowding, which is another problem I have in national parks, is how touristy it's become. But you know, most people who want to go to a place like I am now, like a state recreational area or a state park or something like that, something that hasn't been over publicized like a national park, are not people who want to destroy nature, not people who want to throw trash or just come and take advantage of it. It's people who actually enjoy the nature and love being out in it and don't want to ruin it. But yeah, so all the no's, all the rules, and it just feels like an art gallery. Like, you can go, you can look at things, but don't touch, and you better dress properly and behave properly, or else you'll get in trouble and you might get kicked out. So it just kind of takes away from the wild, free feeling of nature, which I find to be very distasteful. Category number two is how touristy national parks have become. And I think this is a problem. Like, you'll be in some beautiful, beautiful areas that are not national parks, and the crowds are just non-existent because they haven't been publicized as a national park. The Instagram photos aren't out there of Old Faithful blowing up or whatever it is in whatever national park. It hasn't been over publicized, so you can come to a place like this with incredible nature, incredible views, and nobody's here. It's completely empty. But you go to a national park and it's packed butt to guts with people trying to get that Instagram photo, and they're not even really, heaps of them aren't even really nature-y people. They're just there to, like I said, get the Instagram photo. And I hate to generically label it as that, but that's what it feels like. And I'll give you an example. So Yellowstone Old Faithful, when you're there, you know, you see the postcard, and it's Old Faithful exploding, and there's beautiful nature in the background. Maybe there's a moose on there, or bear on there as well. And it just seems like it's wild and free. But when you actually go there, there's massive parking lots, massive buildings, gift shops, again, tons of rules, and thousands of people crowded around this glacier waiting for it to blow up with their phones up in the air and their cameras waiting to take their photo of it. And it just feels like, if I walked in a place like this and saw that glacier, saw Old Faithful blowing up, it would be the most incredible experience ever. But because of the way it's just so touristy, it's not even anything. Like, it's not even a memorable moment. So yeah, category two is the touristiness of national parks. Category three, real short on this, is just the fees that you have to pay. And I get this one too. I get that, you know, it helps pay for cleanup, it helps pay for park rangers' salaries and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's paying for things that almost make it worse. Like in these areas in Yellowstone, again, I hate to use Yellowstone as an example, but where these hot springs are, where they make these paths that you have to stay on this perfect path that leads you there, and it's just heaps of people, 1,000 people crowded around this little area where you're supposed to stand, and it's super easy access, and then everybody takes their photos. And it makes it a lot worse. Like there was a hike, I pulled off on the side of the road and I saw a buffalo far away, but there was a little trail, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna follow this trail down and see if I can get a good photo of this buffalo. And I did. Nobody else is on this trail because it's not easy access. It's barely even a trail. And I walked for maybe 2 miles, came to a hot springs, just in the middle of this open field, incredible views. But guess what? Nobody was there because it wasn't advertised, because there wasn't built up pathways and walkways and gift shops and stuff like that surrounding it. And so I think a lot of the fees go to pay for things that actually make the national park worse. But, I mean, I can see why you have fees, but it's still kind of annoying when you pay $80 for your National Parks Pass, and then you get into the park and you just want to throw up a tent and go to sleep, but it's another $25 for a campsite. And if the campsites are full, you can only camp in those designated areas. So that's pretty annoying. Category number 4 is the safety police aspect of national parks. So if you ever want to do anything dangerous in a national park, there's a permit you got to get for it. Like I give an example, in Zion National Park, there's a hike that I know I'll never do because you have to have a permit to do it, and it's the subway hike. It's just annoying, you know, people use the argument. I got a friend, she was saying, well, it's because people die on the subway hike. I'm like, okay, you know, if people understand that it's dangerous and understand the dangers but want to do it anyway, why are we policing, you know, why are we the safety police for people and deciding what they can and can't handle? It's like in Alaska, I wanted to go do the Chris McCandless hike. Luckily, I had done it once before. I would be fuming right now if I never got the chance to do it. But that's where I was headed. I was going to go to Fairbanks, and I was going to do this hike. And the other day, they removed the bus. They helicopter lifted it out of there because people were doing that hike, and it was dangerous, and people were getting hurt and dying. And for me, it's like, where does that stop? What, are we just going to police everything? Like, the hike I just did was dangerous. Are we going to blast this hill away and stop people from being able to come on it? Hiking up Mount Hood's dangerous. Are we gonna destroy that mountain? Are we gonna remove the mountain? I don't know where the safety policing stops, but it's super annoying whenever I see it. And now we have a situation where bus 142 is done. Nobody will ever be able to hike there to that bus again. And that was a real special place for a lot of people, me included. And now it's gone. I'll never be able to go there again. So it's just depressing. And I'll give you another example. In Colorado Springs, I think it's Valley of the Garden of the Gods, I think. And there's a few rocks you can climb on. You can free climb. And then there's rocks that you can't. They have little fences around it. It's too dangerous for you to get on those rocks. There's a $500 fine if you get on those. And you can only climb 10 feet. And, you know, just a bunch of little rules like that, protecting people's safety. And if you want to actually climb on the rock, you got to get a permit. And there's another one of those things, those permits. Permits kill me. I can't handle permits. But, yeah, it's just policing people's safety. It's super annoying. So, you know, I could rant about this all day. I'll cut it off right there. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's just my opinion. But let me know what you think on it. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. I can see the argument for all those things that I just talked about. I mean, even the touristy one, that it's been over advertised as this beautiful gemstone of America, because that brings in a lot of revenue. I mean, it does. But, you know, those are the things I don't like. Those are the things that, yeah, they have their positive side, but their negative side so dwarfs the positive side that it just makes it almost unbearable to be in national parks. I would much rather be in state recreational areas like this, or state parks, or little hikes on the side of the road that you find, like Wire Pass Trail, which is an incredible one, by the way. It could be a national park. So much stuff in Utah that could just be a national park that isn't. that when it doesn't have that label as a national park, it's so much better because there's no crowds, there's no fees, there's no rules, and it's just so much better. But anyway, that's my rant. Like I said, I could go on all day, but let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.